Success in life hinges on ambition, personality, dependability, and consistency. Dressing well doesn't hurt either. The same goes for cars. The new 2019 Mazda3 is like that coworker that brings donuts to the office every Monday. You know, the smart one that does sprint triathlons for fun and will probably get the promotion you were hoping for. Fortunately, this is a car and it can't do that. But the 3 moves Mazda upmarket, which is what the brand as a whole is trying to do.
The 3 is available as a sedan and this hatchback version that I'm testing. You may have heard what people really want to buy these days are SUVs and crossovers. So Mazda wisely gave this car an edge. That's right, order the automatic transmission and all-wheel drive is a $1,400 option. And enthusiasts, don't fret, there is a manual transmission, but it's front drive only. Can't have everything.
The styling certainly has it all. It seems like the designers had a contest to draw the 3 with as few lines as possible. The body is like an aircraft fuselage. Some cars photograph better than others. In pictures, some might judge this section to be the love child of a Pinto and Gremlin. I get it, but in person, it's a spendy, cohesive look, at least to my eye. And if you're still not sold, the sedan has more traditional lines. You might buy one simply to gaze upon the deep soul red crystal paint and happily fork out the extra $595 to do so. For now, all 3s get their mojo from a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder offering up 186 horsepower and 186 pound-feet of torque. This top-of-the-line premium model adds a head-up display. Nice. The manual gearbox is only available on premium models. That's different. Normally, shifty buyers are stuck with the base model. Love the mechanical action of the automatic's lever. Both transmissions are 6 speeds. There's a noticeable difference with throttle and transmission response in sport mode.
Oh, what a lovely day for a drive. Here in Seattle, we do appreciate all-wheel drive. It gives you a little extra traction when taking off in the wet stuff.
The engine is sales manager smooth, its note is pleasant and hushed, power delivery is even and measured.
This 4-cylinder doesn't have the punch of a turbo motor. A Car and Driver says 0 to 60 happens in 7 seconds with the all-wheel drive version. It's probably in dry conditions.
Mazda's known for excellent driving dynamics. The 3 runs with G Vectoring Control Plus, a second-generation system that ever so subtly reduces torque when entering a turn to improve cornering feel. Plus adds light braking to the outer wheels when exiting a corner to smooth out yaw, roll, and pitch. Now, even when concentrating, it's hard to feel the mechanics of G Vectoring Control, but the result is a car that's as eager as a new mailroom hire.
There's not gobs and gobs of it, but there is some road feel coming up through the steering wheel, and I do like the weight. Simply put, this car is really fun to drive. It's the kind of thing that Mazda does really well. The body movements are very well controlled. The suspension is firm but comfortable. It's quiet. It's very refined.
And that's without an independent rear suspension. The torsion beam setup feels great. And as for moving the brand upmarket, Mazda actually has a strong argument.
So I'm driving a loaded all-wheel drive model. The sticker price is $31,900. That's less money than a base Audi A3, Lexus UX, and Mercedes A-Class. And those are all front-wheel drive. And this is nearly as refined. It just doesn't have the premium badge.
It will take years for Mazda to chip away at its mainstream persona, but you can enjoy the benefits now.
The EPA-rated average fuel economy for this car is 27 miles per gallon. Now, if you want great gas mileage and all-wheel drive, remember, there's an all-wheel drive Prius these days, which takes a completely different tack on styling. The most possible lines versus the least possible lines on the Mazda.
In the class that includes Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, Hyundai Elantra, and Kia Forte, Mazda 3 is alone in offering the option of all-wheel drive, but even as a front driver, it's less efficient than those competitors, in some cases by as much as 4 mpg. Swinging back into the positive, you'll be surrounded by nice digs while driving. Lots of soft touch points, the details look expensive. Love the way the trim flows into the door release. Some piano black panels on my tester were already scratched though. The comfortable, supportive driver's seat gets memory setting, while the manual passenger side is not as ambitious. They are heated though. All buttons have a nice uniform heft. The sunroof is standard sized, so you won't be working on your tan much. There are plenty of places to squirrel small things away. I always like this spot for sunglasses. Plus, the cup holders are hidden until you need them. The user interface is not a touchscreen, but it is intuitive. The jog wheel feels good to the hand, and the volume knob does double duty. Tap it left or right to select radio station presets. All of the graphics are clean and easy to read, plus it's simple to toggle between Mazda's interface and standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Add a heated steering wheel and vented seats, which are not available, and the 3 hatchback would give the Lexus UX a serious run for its lofty price tag, which comparably equipped is about 10 grand higher.
The shirt color, glad to see you dressed for the car. Oh, come on, you know that this is the only kind of shirt I wear. I've got 10 of them. I'm like the Steve Jobs of back seats. But I think you would have wanted something a little bit more spacious. I will say thigh support is very good, the chairs are comfortable, and footroom is decent, though at 5'9", I really can't stretch out. Headroom is fine. You might expect it to be a little claustrophobic with those thick pillars, but it's okay.
To charge your iPhone, you'll have to mooch off the cord in front. There's no power ports back here. There's a pocket here, but not here, and no heated cushions in the back. The drive shaft tunnel takes up space. There are belts for 3, but best to limit it to 2 if you want to remain popular.
The hatchback design makes loading very convenient. However, the sedan version of the 3 might be able to fit more in the trunk because overall it's 8 inches longer. That's not unusual.
There's a good-sized lip here, which means you'll be lifting things over it. Even though there are all-wheel drive mechanics, Mazda provides a space-saver spare tire, not just a repair kit. Seat releases are an easy reach. That's not an issue, and once 60/40 backs are dropped, there's the expected amount of room to schlep things to Goodwill, if you're on a Marie Kondo decluttering kick. But when all the seats are filled, the cargo hold is just modest. Honda Civic hatchback takes on 6 packs of softness and absorbency. The Mazda, 5. I kept mistaking this for a power close button, but that's my issue. It's to lock the car up. And that's pretty handy. If active electronic safety tech is your thing, understand that Mazda's iActiveSense package that includes blind spot warning, rear cross traffic alert, blind spot warning, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, driver attention alert, and automatic emergency braking is standard on all Mazda 3s but the base sedan, making the $1,600 upgrade to the Select model a very wise move.
With that back pillar the size of Alaska, I'm really glad this car has blind spot warning. Visibility isn't horrible, but it's not great. And a reminder to those in Texas, Alaska is the biggest state. I kid because I love. My brother lives in Texas.
Keep in mind the sedan that starts at just under $22,000 costs about $1,000 less than a comparable hatchback model. The hatch design starts at $25,900 because it's only available in swankier trims. The Mazda 3 is a triple threat. Considering its refinement, design, and cornering spunk, shoppers looking at premium brands should give the 3 a look, and those considering its mainstream competitors would be foolish to leave it off the test drive list. It might even make you more popular with your friends, but it won't bring donuts to the office. At least by itself, anyway. It's nothing new for a brand to want to move upmarket. I hear that from marketing people all the time. If this is how Mazda plans to go about it, there's a chance it might work. This is a very small company, and it's important that it make as much money possible on every car. Out of 20 auto manufacturers, Mazda ranks 16th. And yet, it turns out cars that buyers can get excited about. And finally, I've heard conflicting reports on whether there will be a high-performance version of the 3. Mazda's Akita Matsumoto is on record that it would be too costly to make a Speed 3 type of car to justify the low sales volume. But there are rumors of a model with a 2.5-liter turbo and all-wheel drive. Don't hold your breath, but keep the faith.
Hope you got some useful information out of my look at the all-new Mazda 3. A reminder, I do not take money or compensation of any kind from any company to push products. I do go to car events to give you a look at the latest vehicles, but as a PSA, I will tell you this. Coke Zero tastes much, much better than the regular Diet Coke. No sugar, if you're trying to cut down on that. It tastes like regular Coca-Cola Classic. God, this sounds like an ad, but it's not. I am just trying to do you a favor because I like this so much better than Diet Coke. Really. It's man Diet Coke. It's bold, refreshing. Damn, this sounds like an ad. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.